Welcome to our Thanksgiving edition of the show. Yes, I am wearing my Curly W baseball shirt from the World Series. It's a little bit big, but that was the only thing that was left. I am sitting in my sunroom, so you might hear a little bit of an echo, but I just said I am so stuffed from running around, cooking and eating and being on the phone and connecting with family and friends. And I am so excited that I pulled Chef Nekisha Roache from her kitchen, from her family, to share her insights and her talents with us. Chef Roache, thank you so much for joining us on this Thanksgiving Day.
Yes, and thank you so much for having me, Taylor. I am excited.
The only thing I'm disappointed about, Chef Roache, is that I am not sitting right next to you, because when they see what you prepare for us, they're going to want to be there too.
Absolutely. And you know what's very interesting, Taylor, is after Thanksgiving, we're always trying to figure out, like, what do I do with the leftovers? And I don't know about you, but I'm tired of turkey sandwiches and
Yes.
turkey soup and all the other little, things that we typically make with Thanksgiving leftovers. So today I want to share with you and all of your viewers some new recipes that won't allow your Thanksgiving food to go to waste. Are you ready for
I
it?
need that. Yes, and you're gonna keep in mind people like me that's learning to cook like someone like you, right?
Yes, and that's the other thing. So everything is super easy and super simple to make, because after Thanksgiving dinner, I don't want to be in the kitchen for another 2 hours preparing brunch the next day or dinner the next day. So we're going to make everything really, really simplistic. So whether you're a chef or, just a beginner cook, you can definitely follow the recipes.
So, Chef Roache, I know while you prepare the meal today, we're going to learn about you and about your company. What's on the menu today?
So to get us started, we are going to make a Candid Yam Waffles
Oh my goodness.
with that leftover cranberry sauce, drizzled with some maple syrup, and also topped with some chopped pecans. And we've got some blueberries and some other fun holiday spices.
All
Um,
right.
have a crustless quiche, which we're going to use some spinach, that leftover turkey, and
Yes.
also some mozzarella cheese, and of course eggs and things of that nature. And then for our final dish, we've got to wash it on down. So we've got a nice mocktail. And if you want to add something in it, that's your business, but we made it friendly so the whole entire family can enjoy it. So it's actually going to be a ginger apple mocktail. And it's awesome because it's got all those holiday spices with the cinnamon and the nutmeg and things of that nature. So I think you'll enjoy it.
I like it. Okay, I'm gonna let you take it away.
Yeah, so to get started, we're going to get started with our first dish. And this is going to be the Candied Yams waffles. So we've got some leftover candied yams here. Get that in the
Okay.
shot. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in a bowl. And it's about a cup of candied yams. And what we're going to do is grab your hand mixer. If you don't have one, it's totally fine. Get a mashed potato masher, whatever you got. And we're just going to whip that up.
So if you don't have the leftover sweet potatoes, you can just get out a can, right? Maybe you don't have enough to make it, right? Can you do that too?
Oh, absolutely. And then my only suggestion is if you take it directly from the can, you will need to add some, cinnamon, some nutmeg, some butter, and some other spices to it. So remember, since this was prepared for Thanksgiving, it has all the ingredients in it already. So it's well seasoned and spiced already, which is really.
Aha. Okay.
So I'm just going to mix this for about a minute or so. So enjoy.
So now, when did you start cooking for a living?
So interesting. I have a very interesting story, actually. So I started cooking, with my family at 8 years old. My great grandmother sis taught me how to cook. Never in a million years did I ever believe this was going to be my profession. However, I had been like praying and asking God, like, what is it that you want me to do to build a legacy for my children? And he said, food is what always brought your family to the dinner table. So November of 2019, I just felt this really strong calling that it was time to leave the federal government, which I had been working for about 20 years. And
Wow.
out into the deep, starting my own catering company called Royal Ackee LLC. We provide food that inspires, and we've been going full speed since January the 15th. But as you know, as soon as we launched out into the deep, COVID-19 hit the nations,
Yes.
and literally all of our contracts were, put on hold or, postponed indefinitely. So we're navigating the waters, but we're super excited because I know this is what I'm called to do. And it's more than food for me. It's inspiration, it's love, it's ministry. So I'm
And
excited.
Chef Roache, we're so excited to introduce you to those that may not know about what you are doing, because as we continue to prepare this meal, we'll learn more about you, but also about your business, because you are also doing things on an individual basis for people too. So we'll get back to this wonderful dish that you're making for us.
Yes, absolutely. So what I've done so far is I've mashed up those candied yams. And you don't need it too fine. You just want it to be mashed up enough where we can, when we add our batter in there, it mixes and folds pretty well. So now here's the easy part. Go ahead to the grocery store and grab your favorite pancake or waffle mix. Don't worry, starting from scratch. There's a lot of them. That's the waffle mix complete, which you just add water alone. So I did.
Hello.
Hey, you guys. I did. So this is a waffle mix. Follow the instructions on the box. But this is about 2 cups of waffle mix.
Okay.
Follow the instructions. So we're going to add that to our candied yams mix, right? Mix that in. And we're just going to add a little bit at a time because we want to mix it in real good.
Okay.
All right.
I'm getting excited, and I'm not going to get a chance to taste this.
Oh, it's going to be so awesome. But the great thing is you can try with your family at home too, and it's going to be so delicious.
This is exactly what I'm going to do tomorrow, because I'm looking at the candy yam sweet potato casserole that I made, that I can kind of separate it for this.
Oh, definitely, definitely. So while we've got that batter going, here's another little special treat. We want to add some either lemon zest or orange rinds. You just want to add a little citrus to it.
Okay.
In there.
What does that do?
It just kind of heightens the flavor for me. I think it's a really good balance between, the spices of the nutmeg and the cinnamon, and it gives it a nice little zest. Very light undertone, so it's not overpowering or anything. You'll still get the holiday feeling of, the nutmeg and the cinnamon and the vanilla. All right, so that's what the batter looks like. Come on, you cannot tell me that wasn't super easy.
That was really easy.
Yes, no more than about 5 minutes or so. And then you've got little chunks in there of your sweet potato.
And that's okay?
And that's okay.
All right.
Right into that waffle, girl.
I have never had a sweet potato waffle. I'll admit that. But tomorrow I will.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let me show you here. I've got my waffle iron going. And if you don't want to make waffles, you can actually do the same recipe with pancakes.
Oh, okay. I think the waffles is perfect. And so it won't stick to the actual waffle maker?
So with my waffle maker, it is it's non-stick. So
yes. Okay.
I will add a little extra butter in there, but this one actually does really well with holding in the waffles and everything. So we're gonna add that to our waffle maker. But if you don't, if you're a little concerned about your waffle maker, or if it's a little worn, then I use a little, spray, baking spray or cooking spray or what have you, and spray it on there just to get an extra little coating in there.
I'm reading a text from someone now. I'm a friend of mine who's watching, Erin, and she said she's always wanted to do this. And she said this looks simple enough for her to be able to do that. So that's Erin from Bowie.
Erin, jump in the kitchen. Let's go. Let's go. So we've got that going on the waffle iron. That's going to be no more than about 5 minutes or so to prepare. So what I did do on the side here is we took some of that leftover cranberry sauce there, right?
Yes.
We've got our chopped pecans there.
Okay.
blueberries, and we've also got some maple syrup. So as soon as that waffle gets out, dress it up and pretty, and it'll look like you've been in the kitchen for hours cooking it.
I love that. Now, while we're waiting for the waffle to finish cooking, you also provide services for individuals now. You're pivoting because of the pandemic. Can we talk a little bit while your waffle is cooking?
Yes, absolutely. So we actually provide a Sunday dinner service. And with that Sunday dinner service, that gives you an opportunity to get back to the dinner table with your family. It's all COVID friendly and COVID safe. We deliver it right to your door, put it on your doorknob, and it's filled with inspiration. So you're not just getting great Jamaican food, by the way. My niche is Jamaican food. That's my heart. That's where my family is from. But you're not just getting, that Sunday Jamaican dinner. You're also getting just amazing, amazing inspiration that the whole entire family can enjoy as well. So that's what we love to do. We love to, incorporate fun surprises that can just uplift your household. So we also, oh no, I'm sorry, but I was going to tell you too. So the Sunday dinner service, and then we also do, catering for small weddings, COVID friendly as well, and baby showers and all that good stuff.
Yes, because they're still going on, just at smaller numbers, right?
Definitely.
Well, that's really important. So if I had an idea of what I wanted to have, or do you provide that, or do you work with what we're looking for, a mixture of the two?
Absolutely. So everything that we do is pretty much customizable. So the Sunday dinner services, we do have a schedule on our website that you can access and look through and see what you like. However,
Okay.
private events and special occasions, everything is customizable. And the great thing about Royal Ackee is we're connected with a network of chefs. So if you're looking for French cuisine and that's not necessarily my thing, I have other chefs that we pull in and support one another.
Excellent.
Bring that vision to fruition. So yes.
Excellent. Well, we know it's Thanksgiving Day, so happy Thanksgiving. I am sitting here in my sunroom with my Curly W shirt on from the World Series because I'm stuffed, and I'm here with the wonderful chef Nekisha Roache, and she's helping us make do with our leftovers so we don't have to stick with just doing ham or turkey sandwiches. And right now we're doing a pumpkin waffle.
Sweet potato.
Sweet potato. I'm sorry.
You can definitely use pumpkin. Now, are you a sweet potato person or pumpkin?
I am sweet potato all the way through, all day long.
Me too. Hands down. That's my thing as well. So I think you'll really enjoy this one for sure.
I think that's going to be exciting. So those sides, what do we do? Are we just placing it on top of the actual waffle, or do we need to mix it? Or
so the sides, actually, we're just going to drizzle it all on top. And let's see how this waffle's coming along. Looks good. Let me grab a plate, and I'm going to plate it right in front of you guys. I'll let you guys
Great. I love it. This is, again, what I'm talking about. This is what the show's all about. Just, connecting you with people all across the world. Yes, we normally do nationally recording artists and singers. We have a chef here today who actually in the DMV can provide private services or catering services as well. But I really thought it would be kind of neat on this day as we relax with family and friends in small numbers that we get an opportunity to see what we can do. Oh my goodness, look at that.
Look at that. So we've got the leftover cranberry sauce on top. You've got the chopped pecans. You've also got some blueberries on there. And then we're just going to drizzle some syrup. Look
wow.
That.
Do I see powdered sugar on there?
Yes, and I did sprinkle some powdered sugar on there too.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I really wish I was at your house right now.
Yes.
And that was so quick to make.
Super easy. Super, super easy.
And for those, as you said, that like sweet potato, pumpkin, which I'm sure people like that, but sweet potato, I'll take that over pumpkin any day. But you do have people. It's the battle of the peas anyway, right? Between the sweet potato pie and the pumpkin pie. So yeah.
Yeah, I just love the richness of the sweet potato.
Me too.
Now you're making me hungry, but I'm not going to eat. All right, so we're going to scoot that out the way.
All right.
But we're not done with breakfast just yet. So you've got your waffle, and now we're going to make a crustless quiche. And in this, we're going to use our leftover turkey, right? So let me show you. All right, so we've got our eggs here. We've got some salt and pepper in there. We've got some mozzarella cheese, some cherry tomatoes, and some spinach. And we also have our leftover turkey meat here, chopped up.
Look at that.
Have some half and half cream there.
Okay.
So just a few very easy, fresh ingredients. And of course, we're going to incorporate that leftover turkey. So I'm going to show you how we're going to mix that up. So I'm going to use the whole egg today, but if you want to use egg whites, you can do that as well.
Okay.
Either one, that works for sure. So.
And right now, Chef Roache, this quiche, is it individual or is it going to be able to make 6, 10, 4?
So today I'm only going to use about 3 eggs.
Okay.
Stretch for about 3 quiche, depending on the size of your baking tin.
Okay.
I'm going to use some muffin pans, and the muffin pan I have is pretty deep. So I'm actually going to probably use about all 3 for one muffin pan.
Okay.
Trust me, it's after Thanksgiving. You could always cut it in half, but
sure.
Depending on the size of your muffin pan. All right, so we're going to get those eggs nicely beaten there. We're going to add our salt and pepper. Grab some fresh mozzarella.
It looks so good.
Put that in there.
Now, can we use any other type of cheese if we don't have mozzarella?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Cheddar, whatever you like. Honestly,
Okay.
You can't go wrong with this dish. And the other thing I really like about this dish too is, you can use other spices in your cabinet as well.
Okay.
I mentioned earlier that my family's from Jamaica. So if you wanted to drop a little jerk seasoning in here.
Uh-oh.
Well.
Cajun seasoning, yes.
Cajun seasoning, absolutely. Absolutely. So we're going to take that turkey and just put a few pieces in there.
Oh, and just hand shredded. Okay.
Or you can use your fork, whatever you've got. Mix that up real good.
My mother used to make English quiche all the time growing up. So this is kind of interesting seeing. And it was with the crust, though.
Oh, I love it. I love it. All right. So we got that all mixed in like that.
Yes.
And then give me a second here. Let me wash my hands. I'll show you the next step here.
We're making a crustless quiche for after Thanksgiving. Yes. Right now, you're sitting at home or with family and friends and you're stuffed. We have Chef Nekisha Roache, and she is helping us kind of really extend our Thanksgiving meal beyond that.
Yeah. I call this the brunch after, the brunch after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Right now, we're not gathering in large groups or what have you, but you can do this for your, immediate family. And as we get back into larger groups and you have guests over, that's how you stretch the meal for an extra day.
Exactly.
All right, so we've got our mix here. All I'm gonna do is drop it in my individual muffin pan.
I love those dishes. Those are so perfect. I have so many around the house.
They are
collecting them. So do we have to spray that with oil or anything like that?
So typically I do. I didn't this time, but a lot of times with this dish here, it doesn't stick, so I'm okay. But no, that's a good point, Taylor. So thank you for bringing that to my attention. Yeah,
I see someone's coming over for Thanksgiving early, late.
Right? And I'm not expecting any guests. So
that's an Amazon delivery.
Probably so. So we've got our mixing here, and yeah, if you know that your dish sticks, definitely spray with a little olive oil at the bottom. So that's a good point. Thank you for bringing it, to our attention. So we're just gonna pop this in the oven for about 30 minutes.
Okay.
The mix looks like there.
Look at that.
Yeah.
What do we put the oven on?
So put the oven on about 350,
okay.
And it may even cook a little quicker. It's just dependent on how thick your muffin is. What have you. The other thing too is be very cautious not to overflow it, because as the egg cooks, it rises and you don't want to have spillage.
Okay, great. Yeah, okay, that's right.
Be careful with that. So let me stick this in the oven real quick and I'm going to show you the product.
Thanks for joining the show. Yes, it's Thanksgiving Day. Happy Thanksgiving. I am your host, Taylor Thomas, here on NNPA and Black Press USA. I thought it'd be kind of fun as I sit in my sunroom after a day of stuffing my stomach and talking with family and friends over the phone. Yes, I did what the CDC said. I didn't get the whole family together. So I thought it would be kind of neat for us to get together on Thanksgiving night and give you some ideas on what you can do with your leftover turkey and ham and different things for the Thanksgiving break. Our wonderful guest today in her kitchen is Chef Nekisha Roache. She's putting the wonderful Crustless Quiche in the oven right now. And we just finished making sweet potato waffles. That was incredible. Chef Nekisha Roache, would you again tell us the makeup for those that are just popping online, what we did to make those wonderful waffles, and we can show a picture of that after as well.
Yes, absolutely. So the waffles were super easy. And like I was telling you earlier, anybody can make them. So we used our leftover candied yams, which had some butter in there, some nutmeg, cinnamon, vanilla. We whipped that in a bowl, and then we added our favorite pancake mix, which was the pancake mix complete, which you just add water and go. So we followed those instructions on the box. We incorporated both of them. We mixed it on really good. We added it to our waffle iron for about 6 minutes. And then we had these beautiful waffles here.
Look at that. That is beautiful. Now, you said that you were in the Air Force before you transitioned into being a professional chef. Tell us about that transition.
Yeah, so the Air Force was an exciting experience. I worked on the airfield. I was airfield management, which we were in charge of the construction of the airfield and also helping the pilots with flight planning. So it was really exciting. Got to travel the world, lived in Japan, visited Turkey, did a deployment to Uzbekistan.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, that time of my life was amazing. I really enjoyed it. But as I started having children, I had to make, those hard decisions. Am I going to deploy for 4 months, or if I'm going to, be with my children? And I opted to really just be able to stay home with them and watch them grow. So it was a hard decision because I absolutely loved my time of service. But
And thank you so much for your time of service. That's a big deal. We're so happy. My father was in the Air Force, 2045th Com for 30 plus years. So everybody in the service that's serving for us, we just thank you. And not just on Veterans Day, but or the 4th of July, but thank you so very much. So what made you decide that, you know what, I'm going to go into business and I'm going to be a chef?
yes. So, cooking is what always brought my family to the dinner table. Ever since I was really young, no matter where we were in the world, when it came down to like Thanksgiving and holidays and things of that nature, we would all gather in the kitchen and, put our differences aside if there were any. And
That's right.
we cooked and we sat at the table and we talked and we would hear the stories and, help each other through our most darkest moments. So, food for me is just so much more than just nourishment for the body, but it's also nourishment for your spirit as well. And it was a hard decision stepping out to be a chef because there were so many unknowns. I do not have professional training. All of my training came from my family, and then some classes I took and things of that nature. So I'm a self-made chef, but
Okay.
this is my ministry. This is my love. So I wouldn't have it any other way, to be quite honest with you.
Chef Roche, since you have your roots are from Jamaica, what are some of the dishes that you serve if someone says, I want a Jamaican menu?
Yes. So one of our go-to dishes, and this is like my mom is just the expert at this, is our curry chicken. Um, yes. So our Jamaican curry chicken, my mom has been making it for years, and people like always call her to ask her for that dish for every special event. So that's like our go-to dish. We love our curry chicken. We've got jerk chicken. We've got oxtail. We've got
Okay.
national dish, which is called Ackee and Saltfish. And that
Yeah.
is birth the name of my company, Royal Ackee. So Ackee is Jamaica's national dish, and it's also Jamaica's national fruit as well. And I wanted to make sure that no matter where this business went and goes, I wanted to make sure that the foundation stayed with the Jamaican heritage.
Great.
So yeah, so we incorporated the Ackee into the name. And one interesting thing about the Ackee that I think everyone should know is you can't eat this fruit before it's ripe. So
I have
basically,
not had it.
yeah, yeah. So it's like it has kind of like an eggy consistency. Some say it's an acquired taste. I absolutely love it. Um, but one thing about Ackee is if you pick it too soon and you eat it, it's toxic. So
Oh,
you have
wow.
that it's fully ripened and mature before you indulge in it. And I think that it's so metaphoric to life. You know, you cannot step into that dream, that business, that promise until it's fully matured, and you have fully matured before you
Wow.
step into it, because it can be toxic to you as well, jumping too soon, or eating something, consuming something too soon before it's time. So I just love the whole idea of the Ackee and how it relates to the company as well.
That is so interesting. So, my background, my mom is English. Her mother is Guyanese and father Arubian. So, how do you make your curry? Because there's a little bit of difference from curry from India, from curry from Guyana and Jamaican. Do you have potatoes in it? Is there anything special?
Yeah, so we definitely add our potatoes in there.
Okay.
One thing about curry, and I had to learn this the hard way because my mom would always make it with the whole entire chicken. But I grew up and I was like, oh, I'm gonna be bougie. We're gonna do chicken breast only. Let's leave it out. But then it would get so dry and it wouldn't be as flavorful. So now when we make the Royal Ackee curry chicken, we always make sure we use dark meat because that's the best kind of
Okay.
use.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, so whenever you're doing stewed chicken, you always want to make sure you use dark meat. So I had to learn the hard way, and my mom had to slap my hand and say, "No, you don't." But yeah, lots of awesome herbs and spices in there, and then we also make sure we put our potatoes. That's a big winner for us. Is the potato.
So how can someone reach out to you if they do? They're somewhere in the DMV. They're either wanting something private, maybe it's a birthday, an anniversary, a small party. How do they reach out to you and connect to you or follow you on social media?
Yes, absolutely. So you can visit us on our website, which is www.royalackee, it's ACKEE.com. We're also on Instagram as well. You can follow us on Instagram. We do pop-ups throughout the DC area. We are into a brick and mortar, but of course, timing right now is a little challenging.
Sure.
But yeah, we absolutely love what we do. We use a shared kitchen in Bowie, Maryland, and that's where we operate out of to do all of our large catering
Oh,
events.
that's great.
Yeah, but we're definitely looking forward to getting that cafe here in the DC area real soon. Even if it's just a small little cafe where you could pet in.
That's right. You start off small and start off strong. So I do hope that you're going to reach out to us and let us know so we can share with our viewers, that establishment going to the next level.
Yes, we'd love to have you guys down there.
So let me ask you another question. So let's say, do you do like meal prep? Let's say, I'm a busy person and I can't prepare for myself. Do you do that? Maybe 2 meals a day for the week or 4 days. Is that an option?
Yes, absolutely. And that's something that we work with our clients on individually. So yes, all of our menu options, all of our catering services are customizable. So we can
Okay.
meal prep, we do the Sunday dinner services, we do small catering events, make sure that they're COVID friendly. We also do cooking demos. So, a lot of
Oh,
companies have,
great.
are working from home virtually. So this is a great opportunity to do some team building, exercises as well.
You know what? We need to do that next because I think Norman Rich, who's the producer here, he was like, Taylor, you should be cooking. And I was trying to explain to Norman, who I'm texting, I was trying to explain to him, my stomach, I really overdid it this Thanksgiving Day. I said I was going to sit back and I was initially going to try. And then I said, we'll have to do this again and I'll do it in my kitchen.
Yes, we'll do it. We'll do a replay and we'll do it on tummy so you can actually enjoy everything that we're making. So yes, absolutely. But the cooking demos are so much fun because you can do it with your family or your coworkers or your friend groups, and you all log into Zoom and we'll walk you through the process of making some of our fun, exciting.
That is neat. I like that. Right now, when we're looking for the things that we can connect with friends and family and safely do it. That is really neat. Okay, because I'm literally thinking that you would go to their homes or, okay, this is great. All right, and so how can we follow you or get more information once again if we want to do one of these things that we're talking about?
Yes, absolutely. So hop on to Royal Ackee, that's Royal and ACKEE.com. Click on that contact page and, fill in the information. Let us know a little bit about your event, what you're looking for, and we look forward to serving you. Like I said before, we're not just a catering company. We actually provide food that inspires. It's more than just eating food, but it's also things that's going to inspire your whole entire family at the dinner table. So we're excited about it.
And Chef Roache, I think this is a perfect time for us to talk about your debut cookbook, From My Mother's Kitchen. And I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it right?
Good. You did good. Absolutely. So I've got that here. Interesting story, but I feel like we're, hanging out. And we're
yes, we are.
So I'm gonna, have a little moment of transparency. So back in 2012, I actually went through a divorce, and I thought I was about to lose my mind. I thought I was about to go crazy, and I thought I was about to die. Honestly, I thought I was gonna die. So I would wake up in the mornings and I would be like, Lord, what am I here for? What is my legacy? What do I have to leave for my children? And he kept telling me, food is what brought your family to the dinner table. Food is what brought your family to the dinner table. So in all of that, emotional time, I started writing down recipes. I started going to my mom's house. I was like, Mom, how did grandma's sis make this? Mom, how did you guys do that? And I started jotting it down for the kids. And then I was like, hold on, I've got to do something with this. So I said, let me put it in a cookbook so my children can actually pass it down to their children and be able to hold on to our Jamaican, heritage. Because I feel like after this generation, if we don't hold on to it, it's gonna get so commercialized and watered down. So yeah, this cookbook, little itty bitty cookbook, it's really awesome though, because it's authentic recipes. But this little bitty cookbook came from a really dark and scary time, like really dark.
So you turned it into something positive, and I think that's so great. I tell you, pen and paper, I know that we have our wonderful handy dandy devices, but that pen and paper, you get to say and express and just put it there, one step to reality after it hits the paper.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's interesting too, because as I was writing, I felt like it was therapy for me too, being able to reflect on those dishes that I enjoyed growing up. So
what are some of the dishes in the book?
Oh, sure. So we've got our steamed fish, which I absolutely love fish. So
okay, me too.
Red snapper. We've
okay.
got, our oxtail. We've got our fried dumplings, fried plantain, curry shrimp, curry goat.
Oh my goodness.
Curry chickens in here too. We've got our brown stew chicken, Ackee and Saltfish. My Aunt Maxine's black rum cake, which I wrote all over the page.
What? My mother would be so surprised if I made something like that. Okay, so I'm going to have to get that and surprise her. She would absolutely be surprised.
Yes, and talking about rum cake, I forgot to mention this too. So we actually sell our black rum cakes on our website too for the holidays as well. So
okay. So now, thank you. I don't even have to. Thank you. I don't even have to make. I don't have to make it. Oh, that is wonderful. So that's great. So they go to their website. Go ahead and give out that web address again.
Yes. So the website is www.royalackee, that's ACKEE.com. And if you just click on that shop page, it's the very first item that pops up there is our black rum cake. And then if you're interested in catering services, you can go to that contact page. Or if you're interested in our Sunday dinner services, just click on order online and you can go through and just plug it all in. And the menu on there is actually always changing every week. So you're not going to just get the same dinner items every week.
Wait a minute. So Sunday, I don't have to cook. I can start ordering. Really?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We only ask that you put in your order no later than Saturday at noon, just to make sure that we can customize your dish according to your dietary needs.
Okay.
Everything, ready for you. But yeah.
And so we do we come by and pick it up? Is it sent to us? How does that work?
So we have a COVID-friendly delivery service. So everything is actually delivered right to your door.
Oh
Mask
my goodness.
on, prepared with mask on, gloves on, and we put it
I
right.
am so doing that. I am so doing that. And you know what? Thank you for saying that, because I think I'm going to give this to a gift to my parents who are in the Maryland area. I think they would really, really like that.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Okay. All right. So happy Thanksgiving, everyone. So now you know what you can do during the week. We have wonderful chef Nekisha Roache. We just made a sweet potato waffle. And now in the oven is our wonderful crustless quiche with
Yeah,
leftover turkey.
leftover turkey, and it's ready. You guys,
It's ready. Okay. Let's see.
all right. So we've got it here, and I
Oh,
just
that's
garnished.
beautiful. That is beautiful.
And as I was preparing it, I forgot to mention too, we do add a little half and half in there. So add that into your mix as well, and that'll help give you a nice fluffy, egg mixture. The other thing too is just be careful, like I told you, about the spillage, because you don't want your oven burning. So just be cautious with how much egg mixture you put in your mix.
And we put it, you said at 350 for only 30 minutes?
Yes,
That's
350,
great.
30 minutes. And depending on the size of your muffin pan, it may actually be a little less than that. This one's pretty deep though, so
I like that. Oh, I love that.
yes.
And
So
maybe if you have larger parties, you can use the 6 or 9 muffin tray if you have more family members.
absolutely, and you can even use the even smaller ones and do little bite-size, dishes too as an appetizer.
I love that.
Yes, yes. So our final dish for the evening, we're gonna wash everything down with a nice ginger apple cider mocktail. Alcohol in it, so it's perfect for the children. So let me grab the stuff for that.
Great. This is wonderful. Ginger cider. And I love ginger and I like cider. I've never had them together. So is that ginger beer there?
Yes, so okay, I got a shameless plug. Parents from Jamaica, so I couldn't use any other ginger
Right.
D&G one. So we've got the ginger beer here. We put some apple cider in here, and then all we did was garnish it with an apple slice, and then we also have cinnamon stick, and then I put a blueberry in there as well. We had that left over, and just mix it all together. And you can also add a little simple sugar. I left it out this time because I felt like it was sweet enough. But if you just need to add a little touch of a little extra sweetness, you can add a touch of simple sugar in there too.
Chef Roche, what's the ratio to apple cider and ginger beer? I know it sounds, I've never had it before, so I wouldn't know how much to do.
So interestingly, I absolutely love ginger beer, right? But I know the taste is a little too peppery for most people's palates. So I would say, depending on your love for ginger, just kind of, put a splash in there. But if you're a ginger lover like I am, go ahead and pour the whole, do half and half pretty much is what I did for this, for this glass tonight.
And so, all in all, this meal combination, we had the waffles, we had the crustless quiche, and then we had the ginger beer apple cider. I mean, we're talking maybe 30, 45 minutes at the most. I mean, do all of them.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you've got some help in the kitchen, it could probably be even less than that. Each person could be working on a different dish at the same time. But yeah, it's cost effective. You're using those leftovers, and it's really easy. So no matter if you're a novice or if you are a chef that's been in the business for years,
Yes.
make it happen.
Chef Roche, what's next for you? We know that we're rounding out 2020, which for many Americans has been, or people in general, has been a really tumultuous year. What's ahead for you and your business in 2021?
Yeah, so 2021, the vision that we're casting right now is definitely working on that brick and mortar. And not so much because we want a building, it's because we want to have a touch point for the community to be able to come and get that love and inspiration in a safe and positive environment. So like I was telling you earlier, even if it's just a carry-out service, being able to engage the community during this, trying time is really near and dear to our heart. Another organization that I absolutely love and that has a near and dear place in my heart is Central Union Mission in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
Um, I've been volunteering there since 2008, and you can literally just see the transformation um, for the men and the families that they serve by, visiting and volunteering there. So I look at Royal Ackee as that centralized location where people could come that can get hope and be transformed. You walk in the door thinking you're coming to get food, but we're going to inspire you so much that all that negativity is going to have to fall off. And
That's good. We need it.
we do. So we're
Is there
excited.
a particular area that you're looking at? Obviously, whatever's best for you, but is it Maryland? Is it DC? Is it Virginia?
Yeah, so we were doing some pop-ups even, during COVID, right in DC, right around the what's that, DuPont Circle area.
Yes. Yeah.
Like location for us. It was around the Golden Triangle. So you've got
Okay.
the sea to the north, the White House to the south. So I felt like that would be like a really, really awesome location, but we understand that it's pretty pricey down there, right?
Absolutely.
So we don't mind like, Bowie, we're looking into Bowie, Laurel, College Park, and it's still, you can still get to the city in no time. So whether you live in the city or in the suburbs in Maryland, you can still reach us. But we're just looking for that centralized location where we can really make an impact in the community.
And so that's what you're hoping in 2021. Any other cookbooks in mind?
Yes. So right now, it's in the making, but I am working on adding some additional recipes from my mother's kitchen and expanding this as well. So a lot of the recipes in here are my childhood favorites, but I am going to expand it and add ones that my mom really likes that I never really ate, but I know other people may want to eat them. So we'll be expanding the cookbook as well.
So this may seem like an unusual question to ask you, but does your extended family, because you now are a chef, do they expect you to cook for holidays?
So this is so interesting. So my mom used to be the one that cooked all of the holiday dinners and everything. But now she's getting older, she's preparing for retirement, and she's like, okay, it's time to pass the torch. So she's actually passed it down to my older cousin, Marcia, who's got me beat by some years. And Marcia is actually going to be carrying the family torch. But when we come together, we still, make dishes on the side to support one another. But she'll be the family hub for food and cooking and stuff now.
Well, let me ask you, what's your favorite non-Jamaican dish to make?
So it would probably be my pasta, but I do incorporate a little Jamaican in it. Pasta. But I love pasta from scratch. One of my dear friends, her name is Chef Jamie G. Hey, girl. So much in this kitchen. She's got years of experience, been on Food Network, done some amazing, amazing stuff. So she actually took me under her wings and really showed me a lot about the industry, the ins and outs and things of that nature. But this girl showed me how to make pasta from scratch, and now I'm hooked, and I cannot buy box pasta anymore at all.
It's that good, huh?
It is so fresh and tender, and it's so amazing. Once you have it one time, you can't go back. So it would be pasta, anything. A lot of times I'll add jerk shrimp to it and some peppers and stuff and make it into a rasta pasta. Or you could even make it a Tuscan pasta and
So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Chef Roache, what have you learned about being in business? I mean, again, for those that are just tuning in, they may not know that you were in the military and that you didn't do this in the military. So what have you learned about being a chef and being in business for yourself and then kind of pivoting during this pandemic?
Yes. So what I would say, my number one thing I've learned so far is you've got to have grit and you have to have wit. And when I say wit, you've got to have some witty ideas to get you to the next level and to keep you, keep your endurance up, during times like this. Because, during times like this, you would probably say, oh, let me just go back to what I'm used to because that was a steady income and, let me just settle there. But no, this is what I'm called to do. So no matter what it takes, I'm going to continue to do it to make sure that this business is successful, and I am able to, generate that generational wealth that I want to be able to pass down to my children. I feel like, every generation for my family, we've always had to start over. One person worked for 35 years, you get your gold watch, then you start over again. And I'm tired of that. So whether my children want to actually work the company, I want to at least have it for them to have, and then they can, do what they want with it. But yeah, I would definitely say grit. You got to wake up. You got to get the work done, no matter how you feel. And then wit. You got to come up with, new witty ideas and innovation to keep this train moving when the whole world seems to have stopped.
Well, I'm a big proponent for creating generational wealth. So I commend you for thinking about it, expressing it, and telling your kids, because we do have to think of more than just the here and now. And on the point of grit and determination and being focused, I'm sure being in the United States Air Force prepared you, I'm sure, for that.
I would definitely say nothing is wasted. Throughout the journey, we wonder why we did this, or we didn't do this, or we went here and didn't go there. Everything works together for our good. And I'm seeing that, a lot of the things that I learned in the Air Force, shaped me into the woman I am today. So I'm grateful for it. And even with my, upbringing and my family and everything, there were some really tough and troubling times, but it shaped me into who I am. So I wouldn't change any of it. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
So now as the business grows, I mean, it's not doing it right this minute as far as jumping, because you don't have a brick and mortar, but as the business grows, are you planning to incorporate family members or other chefs?
Yes, so we actually do that now. A
Oh,
lot of times when we get, really large contracts or larger contracts, we pull all of our resources. We have a network of chefs that we work with. So I'll
love
call
it.
Chef Jamie and another chef from here and another chef from there. So we'll pull on each other's resources. And then my family, they are actually the engine and the machine behind Royal Ackee. And I could not do this without them. My mom gets in there, my sister. I have some aunts that used to own a restaurant back in the day. They're still, got their food certifications, and they love, cooking, things of that nature. So I pull on them too. So when someone supports Royal Ackee, it's not just supporting me and my children. It extends far beyond, my household.
So you're not the first chef or entrepreneur in your family, clearly.
No. So I have an aunt and a cousin that owned a restaurant in DC back in the 90s. It was called the Lion's Den. It was right on Georgia Avenue.
Oh my goodness.
They were actually right down the street from Sweet Mango at the corner of Georgia Avenue. I think that's New Hampshire Avenue that goes that way. Just a few blocks up from Howard University, but it was a prime location. They had a really successful run, but of course, real estate got really expensive there, and the owner wanted to sell, so they had to make some pivots back then as well. But that's the grit I come from. My family's got that.
And for those just tuning in for some reason or another, if they didn't get how they can follow you, either your website or your social media, can you give us that handle?
Yes, absolutely. So on Instagram, you can actually follow us at Royal Ackee, and that's Ackee. And then on our website, you can go to www.royalackee.com. And on that website too, we also have some, pictures in our gallery, and also our YouTube is connected to there too, so you can actually see some of our work that we've done as well.
I really love that. And so listen, your Sunday meals, what do people normally ask you for? Because you can tell I'm really interested in that.
Yeah. So around this time of year, a lot of folks are going towards like the oxtail, because it's that comfort food. You get
Okay.
nice hearty oxtail red meat. But then on the other spectrum, we do have a vegan dish, which is our vegan Stoopies, which is a slowly cooked kidney beans with a hint of coconut milk, fresh herbs and spices. That's another big go-to as well, as people are pivoting and going towards more of a vegan lifestyle versus the meat and things of that nature. But there's nothing on the menu that you probably won't fall in love with. And Maybe I'm a little biased, but
That's always a good thing. That's always a good thing. What advice would you give for other people that are dealing with either starting up a business or trying to keep their business afloat? What advice would you give them as we all try to make it through this pandemic?
yeah. So the advice I would give anybody is find a mentor, find somebody that you could really walk alongside with and learn the industry that you've launched out into. And then also, I would also say have a firm foundation in who you are and why you're in this industry. Because if not, you can be easily shaken by a pandemic, or you can be easily shaken by another chef that doesn't feel like you belong to be there or get these opportunities because they have more, experience than you and things of that nature. So I think the firm foundation has to be in knowing who you are and why you're there. And now that I know who I am and why I'm in this industry, I feel like it gives me more stable ground to stand on.
And I want you, please, can you show your cookbook again for me? Look at this cookbook. How perfect.
Um,
My mother's kitchen.
yes, from my mother's kitchen. Yes.
About how many recipes are in there?
So we've got about, I want to say it's 20 something. Let me see. We go to table of contents. So actually it's a total of 36,
Oh,
but
wow.
yeah, some of it's like desserts and we've got a few drinks in there as well. So,
So you said desserts? What kind of desserts?
yeah, so we've got my mom's banana fritters, which I
Wait. So what does that consist of, if you don't mind me asking? That sounds delicious.
So with our banana fritters, what we do is we smash some bananas, right? It's almost like a beignet with donuts in it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so you pan fry it with flour, nutmeg, perfect for the holidays. You got your nutmeg, your cinnamon, a little salt in there, bananas, vanilla, and then a lot of times I just make them real small and just pan fry them. Some people
That
actually
sounds delicious.
yang a little bit too, depending on how you prepare them.
Yeah. So it has a list of your meals. Is it breakfast things or just pretty much lunch and dinner and desserts?
Yeah, so majority of the things are lunch and dinner. However, the Ackee and Saltfish is known to be a breakfast meal in Jamaica. You can actually eat that any time of the day. And that's
Okay.
the other thing too is my mom's sweet potato pudding, which
Okay. I've never heard of that before. Can you please take a few minutes to tell me about that?
so the consistency kind of reminds me of a sweet potato pie.
Okay.
There's no crust. It's made with sweet potatoes, coconut milk, raisins. You also have, your fresh spices with the cinnamon, nutmeg. Let's see what else is in there. Brown sugar. Oh, gosh, now you're really making me hungry, Taylor.
That just sounds, I've just never heard that before. And I bet you that is so flavorful.
It really is. It really is. And it's perfect for the holidays too. It's a great, change from the sweet potato pie. It's, the consistency is almost the same, but the flavors are slightly different.
So it is Thanksgiving night. Many of us are stuffed. You've probably been up all on your feet all day today. The next big holiday is Christmas and then New Year's. Is there anything in particular that your family normally prepares if you were back in Jamaica for the holidays?
Yeah. So I would say during Christmas time, it would definitely be you wake up in the morning, you have your Ackee and Saltfish. In the evening, you'd have a nice large dinner, whether that's, some brown stewed chicken or some oxtail. But everything is done in large portions in Jamaica, so you got to be careful with that. And around the holidays, you're not just cooking one meat. So you've got the fish, you got your escabeche fish, which is a fried fish with a pickled vinegar sauce on top. So you may have your escabeche, your oxtail, your brown stewed chicken, and it's all being prepared in the same kitchen, and everyone's kind of like, grabbing all. So,
If
yeah.
I wasn't so stuffed, could imagine eating all that. Our wonderful guest tonight, Chef Nekisha Roache, you have been such a trooper with us. I mean, I am just really thankful that you were able to take a little bit of time away from your family this Thanksgiving and really share with our family ways that we can kind of extend Thanksgiving food to really go beyond this 1 or 2 days of the same thing each day. And I'm just really excited. I'm looking forward to hearing about you opening your establishment, cafe, or restaurant somewhere in the DMV fairly soon. You'll have to keep us up to date on that. Any closing words that you'd like to say to your supporters and people who are just getting to know you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, Taylor, thank you so much for this opportunity. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
you beyond measure to share your platform with me today, and I do not take that lightly. I would like just to let everyone know that just take a moment to just be still with your family, be intentional about your time. So much is happening right now. You know, people are losing loved ones, people are in isolation. And I know that there's so many different restrictions right now, but find a way to connect with those that you love, even like what me and Taylor are doing today through, this platform. Get online, play some games, do some cooking together, whatever it takes. But I feel like a lot of times when we're in isolation, people can be suffering in silence, and you won't even,
Yes.
because when they step out at that grocery store, everyone's masked up, so you can't see their face, and they're hiding, pulling back the tears. So be about just loving on each other. It's enough going on in the world, so be the light
Yes.
that God be.
And just thank you for sharing with us. And other than your service in the military, serving at Central Kitchen, I mean, in DC, what a big thing to do on a basis when the camera's on around. That's just who you are. So many blessings to you and your family and your business. I cannot thank you enough for joining us tonight on Thanksgiving and telling us 3 things that we can do and to make. So we made the candied waffles. That was maybe 10 minutes to do that. The crustless turkey and spinach quiche, that was wonderful. And then the ginger and cinnamon apple cider, which I cannot wait to make all of them. Look at you drinking it. Oh my goodness. Chef Roache, thank you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you all.
All right. Have a great holiday, the rest of your week. Thank you all so much for joining us. Until next week, God bless and goodbye.